think I'm just gonna start going live a little bit at the end of the day or at this time of day because I like to kind of recap on what I learned today just through my normal work. One of those is just the constant reminder that I don't think you can really multitask. You can get pretty good at switching tasks. That can kind of just be about how you structure your day. Guess that could come to prioritizing. Seems like with my work, sometimes if we're not having big issues, it can slow down about this time of day. So like right now I'm just kind of going up, looking through my notes for what I was going to do today, seeing what I've accomplished on that. If I have something I didn't get to or that I'm waiting on, then I'll kind of flip that over to the next day. And so with my job, there's always going to be stuff to flip over to the next day. So I'm just going to think through the day here. So I got up, I didn't exercise this morning because I ended up going to bed a little later than possible. And yesterday I had a really hard bike ride, and so I wanted to make sure I got the amount of sleep I have. So I'm still watching kind of like some customer stuff to see if it comes in. And just kind of cleaning up that stuff. There's always going to be customer questions where I work coming in like 24/7. So we take different shifts on that. It's pretty enjoyable, really. Helping them complete what they need to do. And you just kind of get to know them after a while. But then let's see, the rest of the day I had quite a few meetings today. And those were pretty entertaining. Hey everybody. Hey, I'm just, I kind of decided to just start going live, and kind of at this part of the day, my work slows down a little bit, and just kind of go over kind of what I learned throughout the day. I don't know, maybe somebody will find it useful. I don't know. So today I got up late. I've been trying to get healthier, which I'm doing pretty good on. And so but I didn't work out today, but I did get the amount of rest I need to do. I ate pretty good, feeling pretty good. Got right to work, did a lot of meetings. First thing I always do is start a list of things that I need to get done for the day, whether that's personal stuff or work stuff. And I just kind of go through that, try to prioritize what needs to be done first. Sometimes with my work, that's kind of, depending on who the customer is, or maybe personal or work projects that are kind of like my personal thing that I want to get done. Then there could be, any actual personal stuff I need to get done. And, just start going through that list with my meetings for the day. A lot of stuff will kind of come up. Work in a pretty fast-paced environment to where things can come up last minute, or maybe something breaks. So that just comes down to prioritizing. Let me answer a customer here real quick, actually. So yeah, I'd say for my list, kind of looking at it here, I probably got 75% of it done today. So the other things, the things that I didn't get done, I'll move those down to tomorrow. And then, of course, I always kind of have a constant list of things, that I are ongoing. So they'll stay on the list. Yes, Adam, please tell me something. Thanks. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's all about likes and subscribes, I guess. So at the end of the day, I'm probably gonna go outside and do some yard stuff. Maybe even make some videos with that. I don't know. Got all these projects out there. They're just totally ongoing. Where I'm gonna, I gotta start getting ready to plant some seeds. So I do like watching lives myself, and some of them are pretty crazy. There's a lot of people on there doing religious things, political things. I see a lot of tarot card readings. Stuff's kind of interesting to watch a little bit. And then I really do like the people that are doing the fish, like in the fish markets. That's pretty cool. I haven't even looked to see where some of them are. Some of them maybe look like they could be in Thailand, on a coast. I'm not exactly sure. And there is a guy that does a lot of, not exactly sure where he's out of. I think he might be in Lagos, and he is doing a lot of like scam awareness and kind of calling out these. Hey, thanks, Lucas. Appreciate that. He does a lot of these talking about scam awareness. There's all these different scams going on. He's talking about one where people think that they are buying into a. It's something to do with these scooters. Like they're investing in these scooters going places. I think it's just one of many different types of investment scams. But he's really trying to show people that, hey, here's the person think you're talking to, and this is why it's a scam, and this is why you would never get your money back. Or here's people that got, here's people who did get scammed, and this was their experience, and this is them saying they are never getting their money back. So that's pretty cool. That he's just kind of spreading awareness on that stuff. I mean, really, what I tell people about scams is it really goes down to the most basic things, as far as if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If there was something out there where you could be guaranteed like a 40% investment return, everyone would be doing it. That stuff just isn't out there. And what I personally do, it's like I would never invest in anything where the person came to me. There can be exceptions to that. I mean, everybody does advertising and stuff like that, but yeah, that's kind of, that's really comes down to, sounds good to be true, probably is. Winford, nah, I don't think that's happening, man. Uh, Gotta keep them on, but you don't really know if I do. I mean, I have the shirt on, but who knows what else is going on below here. No, actually, fully clothed here. It's not going to be a too exciting of a stream like that. Oh, the other thing from today that I would say I learned is that depending on, different people, you might be working on one project with somebody, and different people that are part of that project could have different priorities than you do, or maybe not even priorities, but if it's kind of like you think that it's a it's a really serious situation, um, maybe in your mind it is, and maybe in the other people's mind it isn't. You just have to be mindful of that as you're navigating things, um, because if you aren't aligned on kind of the priority or seriousness of a situation, it's going to be harder to solve it. So once you can do that, once you can kind of align on how serious the situation is, what the impact of it is, maybe kind of where everyone should rank it as a priority for their day, if you can do that, you're going to have a lot easier time solving the issue, whatever it may be. So that's one thing that I learned today. There's a customer resolution happening right now. Actually, another thing I have been learning too is that if you use AI like ChatGPT, it is awesome at creating Excel formulas. So it's kind of funny because, I kind of started to think in some ways that something like Excel spreadsheets or being good at that almost seems like it's going away or something. But now I've even been using it more because I'm doing formulas that, you see it, you have to research and be like, on Google, you would say something like, how do I make a formula for this? You get in all these forums and they never quite felt right. Especially if you're using a different version of Excel than somebody else was. And now, you can tell all of that to ChatGPT, and it will, give you the formula based on the version you're using. It's also good for, numbers if you're on Mac or Google Sheets. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how it's made, something even more useful for me again. Oh, Adam's back. He hates me though. But he likes and subs. That's cool. Oh, my eyes. Thanks. Actually, they're hazel. So I guess I'm in that 5% of hazel eyes. Tiger Gaming. Hi. When I see Tiger Gaming, I can't quite see your logo, but what that makes me think of are the handheld Tiger games. I had one back in the 80s called Vindicators. I thought that thing was pretty cool. They just have those little, I guess it's LCD screens, the Tiger games. But yeah, Vindicators was awesome. It was kind of like just this tank moving forward, and then you're moving around it. I think you could shoot. They all kind of had the same buttons, whether you were playing Vindicators or Double Dragon. They're pretty funny. So now I'm just looking at my schedule for tomorrow. So I like to do that kind of at the end of the day. I just pull up the schedule for the tomorrow to see, okay, what's going on. First thing, what's my first thing of the day? Do I need to prepare for that? And then I take my list for the day and just kind of get this. I don't really get too concerned about it the day before, but just kind of an idea. especially I have to know if I have to be somewhere or geez, get on a flight or something. Um, hey, Tiger Gaming. Yeah, I've never done anything on Roblox. I understand it. I think it's cool. But yeah, sorry. I can't gift you on Roblox. Um, I think a lot of those games are cool. Um, can you explain to me kind of like when you're on Roblox, like what's the mission or what are you trying to do? I've just seen a few videos on it, but never looked into it too much. But it I definitely think it's cool. Yeah, I'm good, man or lady. So what's up? Tell me a little bit about Roblox. So looks like tomorrow got a few things to do. Little meeting right away in the morning. Um, okay, so a bunch of games inside one app. So when people say that they're doing Roblox, you don't really know which game they're playing. It's just that. And then there's kind of like a currency in there that if you could use those, um, uh, you could use those, that whatever someone would gift you, and then you could use that within the games. Hello, Labubu. Is that kind of, is that making sense? Is that how it works, Tiger Gaming? Hi. Winford getting crazy in here. All right, see you, Tiger Gaming. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so not too bad of a day for tomorrow. Meeting, know the things I need to get accomplished. Hey, my day's going pretty good. I was just kind of going through anything I learned today. It's helpful for me each day to just kind of recognize things that I may have learned throughout the day. Sometimes I write them down. But I think actually just kind of getting on here and saying them out loud, it kind of puts it one more place in your mind. So anything I want to repeat for the next day, especially like a system that made my work easier, I like to try to stay organized. I was just looking at my downloads folder on my computer. It got kind of crazy. Let's go ahead and delete that. No need to have stuff in there. I like to keep my desktop pretty clean, although today definitely not looking like that. I had files kind of flying all over the place, so I'll have to clean that up tomorrow. But so I kind of balance between keeping the desktop clean, putting things in folders if I want to keep them, making sure they're in a shared drive if I need to share them with people in case my computer just goes up in smoke. So that's it. I think now I'm going to go outside, probably do some lawn stuff. So thanks for stopping by. See you later.